take all the dead bodies of all the other ants and throw them in a pile? Very cool. I'm guessing we can probably thank a magnet for that, because they're not really going anywhere. Oh, that sounds real nice. So without further ado, let's get it open. Alright, which prison shank are we going to be using first? I'll do this one. As far as getting this thing open, it looks like somebody else has already committed some sins here. So considering the damage has already been done, I think I'll just follow in their footsteps. Oh, wow. Oh, they weren't kidding with the name. It is quite the secure book, utilizing the tried and true method of security through giant plastic clips. But clearly, get it because it's clear, their security is no match for me. You know, I feel like I'd be pretty popular in prison. I could just round up everybody's prison laptop and install games to it. I'd be the toast of the town. Except that the Department of Corrections already beat me to it. The rounding up everybody's laptop part of me. So these prison laptops have a bit of a history. Defray Wenting bought one of these laptops and posted about it on Twitter, which is how I found out about it. I'm going to be using some of his research to do some gaming. But apparently the Department of Corrections here at Washington State also saw this Twitter thread, and they took 1,200 incarcerated students' laptops away because of it. Yeah, that's pretty rough, especially because those students were trying to get their college degrees, and that's going to kind of slow down the process to not have a computer. And that whole thing just seems a bit ridiculous to me. Because as you'll see in today's here video, getting into this thing is going to require a little more than just a toothbrush shank. Okay, I don't mean physically, because yeah, I guess we did kind of get into it with nothing but a shank, but I'm talking about like software. We'll see what we have to do with this thing, and it's not something that anybody incarcerated could pull off. Or at least that's what I'm thinking. I haven't done any of it yet, so we're going to find out together. So yeah, that kind of sucks. Just wanted to bring it up. But back to gaming. Appears to be a SATA port, completely unpopulated. I don't know if this thing had a hard drive at some point, and then it was just removed. I don't know. We got a mystery port here. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry, I was mistaken. This is a prison port? And don't let anybody else near your prison port. You don't want anyone else going into that thing. Stray screw number 1. This right here is an itty-bitty little wireless chip. Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, all that good stuff. Stray screw number 2. There we go. And this battery is kind of like bulging. No, it's just not mounted correctly. Oh, you want to know why? Yeah, that would do it. Stray screws 3, 4, 5. Very cool. Wonder if there's any more under there. Let's just take the whole battery.
Oh, thank goodness you found me! I had to tell you about today's sponsor, PCBWay!
PCBWay wants to bring your crummy project up to a 10 out of 10. Look, see this? It's trash. Exactly. Why are you even bothering to make a circuit by hand when you could have made something nice and beautiful that actually works by using PCBWay? Look at that beautiful white PCB. PCBWay offers unlimited customization for your project so that your boards can be just as unique as you. And if you're only as unique as a run-of-the-mill green PCB, then hey, you know what? That's okay. Because sometimes that's all anyone ever needs. PCBWay is running a design contest right now for their 10th anniversary. The winner will receive $1,000 in cash, with the 2 runner-ups receiving a $200 credit toward any future orders with PCBWay. They're also offering free prototyping services for any badges that meet their design requirements, as well as a $50 site credit. You get that just for entering, and some designs will end up featured by PCBWay, but only one will become their official badge for their 10th anniversary. So bust out your PCB design software of choice and show the world what you can make by visiting the link in the description. No more screws under the battery. They're all just piled here. I think we can get all those in one go. Who has the stronger magnet now, prison laptop? Pathetic. Alright. This sits flush now, so that's good. I just noticed something from the screws that were in the corner. Look at that. Tri-wing. This is a Nintendo prison laptop. Mario, if you can hear me, I'm gonna get you out, don't worry. If we're gonna free Mario, we gotta power this thing on. Oh, that's a tiny boy. I give you my bringest word that I do not have that cable. So you know what that means? We're gonna do some shady shit. Okay, the cover says it takes 12 volts, and I have no reason to disagree with that. So we'll turn on this guy, set him to 12 volts, and we're ready to charge, Bambino. What are the odds that this is not center positive? I think it's probably pretty low. And there we go. We have an LED. I take it this is a good LED? It's kind of blinking the headphone icon. Okay, I'm going to assume it's charging. Now, what are the odds that I can kind of just... Yeah, this is fine. You love this. You love this. Power button right here. We have another LED. And... haha, look at that. Okay. Oh, actually, I think this is fine. For a second there, I was getting flashbacks of the Sega gaming PC. Oh, that is not good. That is really not good. I'm pretty sure that Wenting already found the BIOS password. But this setup is kind of terrible. Hold on, we can do better. I think a lot of you are strongly going to dislike this solution. Normally I'd tell you not to try this, but this worked so well that I would be doing you a disservice to say that to you. Absolute win. Molex is the champion, and you still got a Molex to use for something else. Amazing. Power on. Alright, Wenting, what's the password? Oh, no way. This isn't the password, but apparently these came with a 240 gigabyte SSD that is literally China brand. That is fantastic. That's going to be hard to beat. It appears that the password N%, open parenthesis, lowercase d, uppercase U, 32, lowercase p. Gotta love that. Gotta love when other people do the work for you. Let's say we peruse this BIOS, huh? Oh, wait, there's nothing to peruse. There's just a security tab. That's it? Nothing else? You know what? If the secure book does not live up to its name, they care about one thing and one thing only. Security.
U bij Mediamarkt in de Summer of 25. Met de beste zomerdeals. Duik de vakantie in en krijg bij deelnemende deals vanaf €500 deze Fresh & Rebel speaker cadeau. En vanaf €1000 deze 32-inch Peak TV. Nu al zomer bij Mediamarkt.
Jouw familiebarbecue. Iemand nog een rukje? Onze Lidl-prijs. Lidl, voor iedereen die telt.
That's it, huh? No other settings? Okay. Save. Exit. So I guess the next step is to install an SSD. I think today I'll use my billion reservoir SSD. Only the finest of storage for the finest of prison laptops. Can I get a few Bluetooth? Oh, this laptop doesn't have a single USB port. Not on this side, not on this side, not on any other side. And if I remember correctly, the way that Wenting booted an operating system over USB was with none other than the trackpad. And I swear this makes sense. I swear to you. Let me tell you why. The trackpad connects to the rest of the laptop with this cable. This cable carries a USB signal. So what we can do is take this here USB hub, cut off the end of the cable, wire it to where this goes, and now we have USB ports. This is ridiculous, but I think it's kind of the only way. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, I forgot to mention, this insane laptop has a whitelist of hard drives that it's willing to boot off of. And the hacky way around that is to install your operating system to here, and then use a flash drive with a tool like Refind or something to kind of pass the boot off to another device to actually get the system booted. OS is here, bootloader is here, and that was the plan. But now, I have discovered that there's a patched BIOS that gets rid of this issue entirely. It needs to boot an operating system. Either that or I flash the BIOS chip on the motherboard directly with like a Raspberry Pi and soldering to the motherboard and that sounds kind of bad. But either way, we have options. And since I don't really feel like busting out the Raspberry Pi right now, we are going to just tap into the touchpad. And it should actually be surprisingly easy. Data minus, data plus, ground from wherever, 5 volt from right here. That's all 4 connections that you need for USB. See, look, just 4. Easy enough. So then all we gotta do is use the multimeter to figure out where these are actually going. Alright, I know where everything has to go now. And with the magic of editing, it's all soldered. Now all we gotta do is disconnect the touchpad. Don't want this thing interfering with our communication. There we go. And now in theory, if I'm not a complete idiot, booting this thing up should now be as simple as going and then oh hey, it's easy SSD. Anyway, how do we boot this here flash drive? Okay, well instead of a flash drive, what if we just plug in a keyboard? Nothing? Alright, one moment. Okay, I flipped green and white, and I got 5 volts from a little bit of a different spot. And now it should be fine. And now we'll know if it works if some of these LEDs on the dirty cherry keyboard turn on. Let's see. Anything? Oh, yep, there we go. Beautiful. We love that. Okay, so our USB hub works, which means now we can also plug in a flash drive, give her the old reboot, and ladies and gentlemen, there it is. Now, part of me wants